On Tuesday on the Rachel Maddow Show, the host Rachel Maddow with David K. Johnston released Trump's 2005 tax return. That's right, the much sought-after tax returns of the current U.S. President Donald Trump that have been in demand since the actual election. And normally it's a tradition that the president releases his tax returns to see if there's any kind of conflict of interest, etc. But Trump is the first one in decades to actually break from this tradition. Now, Rachel Maddow gave out a summary of the tax returns on his program that were sent to David K. Johnston. They said anonymously. They don't know who sent it. But some people suggested it was actually Donald Trump who did it in order to distract from other news. Now, this whole thing about his taxes ended up being absolutely nothing. Rachel Maddow hyped up the whole thing an hour before her program by going on Twitter and saying she was going to release his tax summary on that day. But then before she could even get to the segment, the White House preempted her with a statement. Mr. Trump paid $38 million even after taking into account large-scale depreciation for construction on an income of more than $150 million, as well as paying tens of millions of dollars in other taxes such as sales and excise tax and employment taxes, and this illegally published return proves just that. Now, as it turns out, this does match the information that was given by Rachel Maddow. The question is, and even Johnston himself said that it's entirely possible that it was Trump himself who released the information merely to attempt to distract from other less favorable news about him. But what's interesting here is that despite the hype created by Rachel Maddow, there's nothing here. It just shows that he made $150 million and paid $38 million in taxes. So what? Where's the great big revelation? How is this like really, really important that it's got to be hyped up on Twitter ahead of time? I mean, it doesn't mean anything. And in fact, the White House went on to repeat that the releasing of this information was illegal in another statement. Despite this substantial income figure and tax paid, it is totally illegal to steal and publish tax returns. Now, Rachel Maddow did defend herself for releasing these statements, saying that she was protected by the First Amendment for doing so. However, after looking at the actual legal situation, it's actually very much a gray area. It is illegal to steal the information and give it out publicly, but it is not illegal to be given the information by an individual and then publishing it. See, the problem is we don't know who it was that actually gave the information because Johnston says he got it anonymously. So we just don't know. So the legal question as to whether or not it's legal for Rachel Maddow to give out this information still remains to be solved. But the whole crux of this was a major revelation that was going to shake up the White House. This was something that had to be hyped ahead of time on Twitter, and all for nothing. There was no big revelation. There was no big revelation here. Seemed like it was just a regular tax return with, nothing special about it. And I think that this, to a degree, has hurt Rachel Maddow's credibility. I mean, she's been going on ever since the election about Russian hackers, stuff that has gone into the realm of conspiracy theory, starting to become a liberal version of Alex Jones, and then come out with this overhyped report that reveals absolutely nothing. And it looks like this may really begin to hurt her credibility. She has been on a crusade against Donald Trump, and rightfully so. He really shouldn't be in office. But the way she's going about it is ridiculous and frankly unprofessional. So she gave out his tax information essentially all for nothing. And I really hope that Rachel Maddow can do a lot better in the future. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.